All right, hello, hello. Sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong window. I was like, oh, I still got 2 minutes to go. I was like, wow, that seems like a long time. And then I realized that was the restream thing, which has a little bit of a delay in there. So my bad. I was like, wow, it's like morning's not going as fast as I thought it was. Anyway, some super interesting data. And it's kind of interesting. Um, CAD losing jobs, but unemployment rate holding hold. Average hourly earnings stayed. They did not drop, which I think is awesome. That's good. Again, that's important. Non-farm came in a little bit less. What are we talking here? Not even 20,000, 18,000 jobs difference. There was an adjustment last time as well. Last time it was supposed to be 209, but it was really, again, it was lower than expected. So I think people are getting really negative on that, a cooling jobs market, which is weird because the same thing happened last month where the ADP number was big, but then the very overall non-farm employment change number was not there, right? The ADP number made complete sense based off of what the JOLTS data told us, right? Job openings, they missed by a bit, and those that showed up over on the ADP side. And again, there is a difference between the two. But more interesting is the unemployment rate actually went down. So we talked about a cooling jobs market. Um, yeah. So looking at this from like a top down approach, massive dollar weakness across the board right now. Everyone's like, oh my God, the jobs market, they're not going to raise interest rates. But remember before, the Fed also said, and they gave a specific percentage, that the unemployment rate would probably need to get to 4.6 to really kind of cool inflation down. Okay. Now, I think the market has this one completely wrong right now. Dollar weakness is absolutely the worst thing we could do. Again, people are still making a higher wage right now, which again will help them continue to buy. The unemployment rate went down, which means obviously not recession. We're not killing the economy by raising interest rates. Um, the non-farm employment change. Yeah, I mean we've had some major surprises in this one, but again this goes hand in hand with jolts. But overall, the how many you either add or subtract from the overall amount, the unemployment rate coming back down to 3.5. So big question is there inflation here or not? Again, you're paying people more. Okay, that's important. And OPEC Plus recommends no change in oil output policy, says Delicate. So we know one of the big drivers is energy. So yeah, not as many people got hired back, but the unemployment rate is going down because again, there's only so many people, and average hourly earnings stayed there. But oil is going to continue to go higher because the cuts are going to stay in. So we're avoiding that, but it's kind of like, does OPEC Plus know more than we know? Um, and then funny, Pill earlier today, the greater risk is that inflation will persist in the UK. It's persistent here. There's no question about it. So yeah, I think the market really, really has this one wrong. I don't know if this is just like let's pound the retail traders, if the retail traders just the way folded over or whatever it is, but I think it's the complete wrong reaction right now looking at this. Again, it missed by just a little tiny bit. Um, but yet unemployment rate going down, showing that things are good, which means, hey, we didn't hire as many people back, but there's not as many job openings. So percentage wise, it should all be the same. But people see non-farm negative and like, oh, it's bad. The Fed's done. They're not going to do any more. It's like, why wouldn't they? Inflation is not where it needs to be. People are still getting paid more, and unemployment is going down. So what are we hurting, right? Um, yeah. So interesting Friday. Besides the U.S. data, there's not much out there. And look at this. CAD data was horrible. Where are we at with CAD in 24 hours? -8 pips. Right? Euro pound 3. Pound yen 33 green, but the last hour started to retrace up because of the yen. Right? It's going down because of the yen. Dollar yen 109. It's decent percentage wise. It's good. 106, 120. Pure dollar play. Neither one of these two is strong. They're 3 pips in 24 hours. And even the dollar Swiss 61. 61 is a decent run, right? Decent run. And then 71 up. Again, gold and silver both up, obviously, right? So I just feel that the market has this one totally wrong today, right? And we'll see. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Monday morning, we got some foreign currency reserves. We have Harker speaking. It'll be very interesting to see what Harker has to say Monday. Where is Harker speaking? Yeah, there we go. Economic outlook in an event hosted by the Philadelphia Business Journal, right? Audience expected. So, yeah, is a voting member of 2023. So Harker does matter. So we'll see how Harker has to say. That could kind of lead us up or down. Yeah, I thought U.S. payrolls will provide a steer on the rate outlook. I don't think so. I don't think so. Right. I I don't know. It'd be nice to say, oh, but non-farm when all the other data said, hey, go for it, right? And again, unemployment rate's going down, so why not? Why not continue to raise it, right? Why not? Right? We're not where we need to be, and again, not in a recession, obviously. We're going the opposite direction. So, yeah, why wouldn't we attempt to get it back where it's supposed to be, right? Doesn't make any sense not to. But again, the market kind of has rose-colored glasses with this one, right? The Fed is done. That's it. They're not going to do any more. But we know right now it is still, still too high, and we did have a jump last time. So, yeah. All right, let's go over and look at the VIX. VIX, not really at a peak. It's kind of like they knew, right? It's like, oh my god, the jobs number. It's going to be bad. It's going to be good. Should have been all the way up here. What did it do? It went down. It's like, doesn't seem like they were super worried about it. Again, kind of like, look at that. And it is down right now. And again, the way the data should be taken, overall, for the most part, I don't want to say good, but it more or less it was good, for the most part. You'll see in the dollar, obviously down 0.6. Again, big thing. But look at the telltale signs. Hour and a half beforehand, starting at 6:30, all the way up to 8. We went up, 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 up. Boom. Right? Big drop to the downside. And we're at 101.85. Again, there are some buyers over here, not, got a little bit more room to run. And again, I guess the feeling today is that that's it. Because of that non-farm data, that's it. The Fed is done. The interest rate is over. You know, that's it, right? We're done. No problems, right? But I feel like that's, there's more to it. I saw yesterday that mortgage rates were back up close to 7 again, which is like, oh my God, they were down to like 2.5 or something like that at one point. So, not exciting. I think the housing market is still going to be hurting, but I think there's more to come. Indices, for the most part, besides Russell, which appears to be accelerating a little bit, going to the downside. And again, this data is great. Why is this going negative? Because I think the writing's on the wall. I think everybody understands what's going on, or at least the people in the Russell. The small companies are like, yeah, I got it. Apple is probably not going to do well today. I guess the earnings came out last night for Apple, and they weren't good. It was like the third quarter that Apple's lost money. I didn't think that was possible, that Apple could lose money, but it is. Again, still will never own an iPhone myself. I refuse to do it. Hate everything about it. Can't stand that the kids have tablets, but you know, nothing I can change about it. So, yeah, poor Apple. Tesla's up a little bit. Now, here's where it gets kind of crappy. Crude oil, we back up. Now, funny, yesterday I drew this, and actually I met with Ryan yesterday. If you guys know Ryan, one of our students he's been around for a while. I met with Ryan, and it just happened to be at 5:30 at the afternoon, and that's exactly where I drew this. And price was right there, and I posted it in Discord. I thought it was absolutely hysterical. It's like, yeah, I expected it to go there. I didn't quite necessarily want to target it for 5:30, but I was like, man, it's like it knew. Don't believe me? Go watch yesterday. They recorded and kept up there for, I guess, 14 days, 12 days, something like that. But we were sitting over here, right here, and I was like, yeah, we'll probably pull back up. I hit it right on. We're sitting super high. Now, the question is, will we hold here? Now, there are some racetrack trades in this one. We'll kind of break it down a little bit, but man, we're up at 82, right? We just broke through 82, right? 82.02. Not liking that very much. My mom was like, yeah, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I got gas for $3.49. And she's like, now it's like $1.79, or I'm sorry, $3.79 at the place that she normally goes. She's like, I can't believe it went up that much. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, yeah. So, we've been talking about this. We've said that we haven't been a big fan, haven't liked it this high, but that's where it was going. And guess what? It went. It's there. It's high. There are sellers there. But look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Hit it again. Hit it again. Hit it again. Hit it again. It's like, oh, God. Can we break through 82.50? Ugh. What does that look like, right? What does that look like? And you know what's interesting? With prices this high, you know what we're not hearing a lot about right now? Caps on oil. Remember that was like the hot button a couple months ago? It was like, oh, you know what? We're going to stick it to Russia. We're going to put a price cap on Russia. And then all of a sudden they found out that it was ineffective, that they were, finding other channels to sell it through third-party things, and they were still getting the full amount for it. We haven't heard anything for months about that one, and now we're back up in the 82 range. It's like, right. Are we still fueling the war machine, or what are we doing here? So, not loving it. It's at least it's only up 0.66. It's not up like 1.5 or 1.25 like natural gas. Natural gas, we had actually broken through 250, and now we're back We're back playing with 260 again. Not loving it. Gold and silver both up as you expect. Dollar down big. We'll see if those two hold. And we'd mentioned yesterday with this one rallying up, it was kind of setting up or rallying down. It was kind of setting up more for. I mean, again, we were silver. We were down there almost close to 23. Now we're back up at 23.75. So, interesting. It kind of it prepared itself for days in advance for the data to come out, and magically, it did exactly what it should have done. So, yeah, not moving in bad directions. Let's go over the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, we had talked yesterday and we drew it. We were sitting down in this level. We said, hey, you know what? The 65.85, probably not a bad level. And we drew the level there. And if you see it right there, it hit it at 10 o'clock last night and gave you another trade. And it was the same trade over here. It was an 8 for 25, right? But it hit late last night. And we said, hey, listen, probably pretty decent. Nice little kind of, again, little assistance. And it went down and it grabbed buyers exactly where it should have. And it happened to be a news trade. What did it do an hour and a half beforehand? Boop, 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 boop. Right into a level of basing right there. And that's where it popped from. So I hate to tell you that it wasn't scripted, but I mean, it literally came up, drove down into the only area of buyers right below that zone, and then took off. And it was a decent move, right? 70 pips, right? 70 pips. Right now, we don't really have any confirmed selling. I mean, this has been hit here, 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 kind of a front run here, pulled back, and then went through. We don't have anything till up in here, right? This is the next level up top. And again, if you were long from here waiting for the opposite zone, I'd say get profit right there, right? Right there. 66.16. Make it 66.15.5. Right there. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Ryan as well. So Ryan is really, really smart. If you guys have ever met Ryan or talked to Ryan, he was the one that posted the article in Discord yesterday about Surge Trader. And yeah, some interesting things there. A little bit more Ponzi scheme stuff. And magically they were like, oh, if we don't have to admit that we're wrong, we'll give $700,000 to the pot. It's like, oh, okay. Church scandal, taking, millions of dollars from elderly church folk. And then, of course, they went to Instagram and posted pictures of themselves in chrome Lamborghinis. So I feel like once you post a picture of a chrome Lamborghini, you're pretty much asking for it, right? But they're like, hey, we won't admit we're wrong, but you have to agree that you will never be in charge or in any type of leadership responsibility of anything that's ever any company that's ever SEC. So it's like everything but the actual, yes, I did it, right, is happening. But yeah, Ryan posted that. But Ryan, I was like, Ryan, how do you have that on your chart? Right? I mean, they keep changing things in here, and I had never paid attention to it. But he's like, oh, these are just my favorites. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Instead of me clicking around and getting stuck in menus, right? Because I mean, who wants to get stuck in all this? We're going through the Elliott triple combo wave, right? Buy my ebook, right? Like, come on. We got the double combo, the triple combo. Guess what's coming next, right? Because there's the triangle wave, the double, the triple. You guys know what's coming next. I can stay out of the nonsense over there. I was like, oh, how did you get that? He goes, it's a favorite bar. You can move it around. I was like, oh, that's so nice. So I'm going to try to just click up here instead of playing with this. But I will say, I do have to still click this one. All right. I cannot favorite my icons and things. And you guys know how I feel about emojis and stickers. I'm not going that route. But I was like, oh, look at this, right? I was like, man, I appreciate that. So I learn from students too. So yeah, he thought it was awesome. So he doesn't have my handy dandy little ATR thing yet. But I was like, I love this. This is good. But anyway, 66.16 is, I think, where we need to go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, I'm hopefully we'll have some good news soon. Ryan is putting in for a another funded account. He's in the trial right now. He's trying to fine tune some of the things that he was doing. Ryan's a longtime student, so adding some new arrows to his quiver is what we were working on yesterday. But anyway, 66.16, decent level. That's where I think we turn and flip. Again, if we can get it at 10:30, that makes a lot of sense. If you're not done, again, it was an easy non-farm. I mean, literally pulled back into his zone. So two different trades in Aussie dollar. Right now, again, we're surging through, and this is what we were talking about. There's a little bit of a racetrack scenario here, and it's through. It should have no problems coming all the way up top. Aussie yen. Magically, Aussie yen doesn't look as exciting. Again, it did hit the same time last night, and again, we had a little bit of Aussie data. It pulled back. It really wasn't a 1 to 3, but it spent a lot of time here. Kind of came, and then once it hit it to the brink right here, you're like, yeah, not really interested. It did push all the way back down again, so we can kind of remove this. Again, I should save these and make a file of okay, these are all the patterns that we're going to discuss. I don't know. I'm not into YouTube Shorts, and I really don't do much with YouTube at all. But I feel like Shorts is the way that I don't know. Is it Instagram, YouTube? I don't know. I got to get one of these. I need to get a social media person. I just don't have time to deal with it. But I should do like what is this pattern? How to find this pattern, and do like a series, like a 10-part series on the most common, the most common patterns in 2023. And I don't mean double tops and that kind of stuff. So, like drawing with crayons. But anyway, you can see we basically have flatlined. Not a lot of movement. It's really been chopping back and forth. We were here yesterday, right? I guess we were here, right? So we're a little bit above, but it went off that zone. Wouldn't be using that zone again. We can run fibs all the way down if you want to take it to there. You can see it didn't even acknowledge that the 23 even existed. It did go back up, but because of this push here, again, not really interested. It pushed it to the brink. Yeah, there's still some sellers in there. There's a little confirmation here, but not my favorite. Right? Not my favorite. Let's clean this one up. And again, funny this. Look, here's the base. Look at this. Like boom, 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 boom. It's like, yeah, it's gonna break. And it did break. And then it used it as a top over here. And then what did it do? Sucked right back into that zone again. So again, we can remove it. We can get it ready for next week. Let's pull this one off. Let's drag this guy across. We use that one. We can still use this bottom side here. There's the OCD part of me. Yeah, right now, no real direction. Aussie market is closed. It's getting a little bit of help from the from gold, also being a proxy. Has a little bit to do with the yen, but nothing. I don't know. Looking at this, it's like, no trade right now, particularly on a Friday, right? Nothing on a Friday. Obviously, the yen will have some more movement today, but if we're looking for a zone that we can take this off of, not really one. I'm just not really interested. Like, not the best. Okay, so let's move on. Euro dollar. Wow, look at this. An hour and a half, we went straight back down again. Now, this was a weird level. So we talked about all kinds of selling, and you can see we hit it here, 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 we hit it here. And we talked about this little red zone up here, and it hit it here. And then this morning, late last night, it hit it and kind of went all. It's like, oh, non-farm's coming. Whew, let's do this. And it pushed back down again. So, we talked about this area yesterday, a lot of different things in there that we could have taken it from. But the biggest thing, and I, there are other opportunities out there where they're cleaner. Aussie dollar, much, much cleaner. But if you're looking for kind of a tested level, there's your tested level right there. And all it did was it went back up and it drove right into there before the news. And then the news came out, and I think this is 195, 94.8. Sorry, I don't want to cheat you here. 94.8. Blew this thing all the way out of the water. And there's a little, again, looking at kind of a confirmed level, base, touch, running into it right now. So, but overall, we can take that sucker off. We don't need it. This one got blown through as well. We'll hold that down there. This Harry Potter's good. Let's run this back down. That is good right now. Let's run it from the other side. Oh my God, I almost did it because it was over here. It's like, well, that's what you're looking at right now, right? Full racetrack. So maybe this is where we pull. Again, there is a confirmed little zone right here. We do have a Harry Potter above. So the big question right now, okay, there's two things that we're looking at. Let's pull this. Let's pull this. We'll leave that right now. So are we going to get the reversal? Where's the arrow? Are we going to get the reversal back down? It is a parabolic move. We're looking for a parabolic retracement. Or are we going to come through and we're going to break out the top side? So I think those are kind of the two. Actually, here, there's a little bit harder to see. So are we going to do the base and drop? Or are we going to come up and punch through, come back, and go? Right? Those are the two patterns that I'm currently looking for right now. I think one of those two is going to occur. Again, is this the highest probability level? No. But there is actually a zone right here. You got some basing right there, and it is touched, and this is kind of where we're sitting right now. So ideally, I would actually like it to break and go higher. I think getting up to 111 before next week would be awesome. We got about 80 pips to go. It can move that much today. But at the same time, again, I don't believe the Fed is done. I feel like this is kind of the overall. I feel like this is like a bone given to retail traders, right? And what do I mean by that? Basically, it's like, oh yeah, it's okay. We will allow you to believe in the dollar is done, right? They're not going to raise it anymore. That's it. They're going to see that non-farm payroll. They're going to ignore all the other data that's out there that's good, and they're going to say that's it. Because non-farm is there, we don't want to cause too much harm. Inflation, it's okay. We'll let it go on for another 2-3 years until we're back down to where our mandate says that we're supposed to be. It's all good. So I feel like this is really just the bone that they want. I feel like there's definitely reversals coming in, particularly against the euro. So Again, it is a parabolic move, and the question is how fast will it take to go. Um, a way you can play this is you could drop this down to a 15-minute or even a 5-minute, and you can start looking for a red, green, red. Um, right now, we kind of have a red. The green is basically the same, so maybe even do it on a 15-minute and look for this to reverse back down again. If you are going to take it to the downside, you're looking to take profit right there. Whoops, it's not straight. No, not that one. Oh, look at that. It is. Okay, maybe I bumped it. Right there. Oh, gotta change that to green. Actually, if I can I turn this? No, I wanted to turn it. Oh, that'd be awesome. Guess I cannot. I guess they're advanced, but they're not that advanced. I can't turn it. I was like, oh, can I turn it and put it right here? Kind of do like an MT4. You know how you can drag MT4 to different kind of windows, right? This is a separate window. Can I put it somewhere else? No. I was like, oh, can I put it on another chart? But no, it makes me stay on this one. But it doesn't automatically connect. It looks like. All right. I was excited and then I was not excited. So it's Friday. It happens. But anyway, I am in agreement with this parabolic retracement. I like that one. I think it's good. Again, coming all the way back down at the start of that move, I think makes the most sense. Euro pound. Again, creeping up a little bit. We had an error yesterday. It's out. You can see that we found all this buying, 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 buying. Came down and used it again. We talked about it, taking some profit. I think right now we can remove all of it. Hold on, let me go back. I was like, wait, why does that candle look weird? There we go. There we go. Again, we had this nice peak yesterday, 7:30. Then we came all the way back down again, and then we're sitting kind of right in the middle. There are sellers sitting here, right? There's sellers sitting right there, right? 3 descending candles like that, a drop facing sideways, and then a strong push to the downside. So, yeah. Again, both these markets close in 2 hours. Are we going to see anything big? Maybe not. I think Pill's comments, I think, affected this market a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how much more the UK can go. The UK's already got some problems out there. I feel like it's kind of reaching its limit. Uh, I know I've said this before. I feel like the euro is definitely because of the Ukraine, the euro has definitely been behind. The euro's had more excuses, obviously, because it's like the uncertainty of what's happening in the Ukraine. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I feel like we're almost at an end to that. Not that I don't know. There's obviously peace talks without one of the participants there that are happening. We made jokes of that situation. Um, I think honestly the biggest piece is I think the biggest contagion that the Europe and really the rest of the world has is what's going to happen with Taiwan. I feel like with the more empowered China gets, eventually China's just going to go in, and it's been shown proven we cannot stop them. Um, they are just too big. Their technology is not that far behind, and they are prepared for it. And they've been working on it. It'd be like us taking over Cuba, right? Is there any country in the world, or all the countries in the world, could they ever stop us from taking Cuba? Nah, it's too close. We've analyzed every pebble of the country. We know it inside and out at this point. I feel like at this point we could not be stopped. We could just, you know, yeah. The only thing that would hurt us from taking Cuba would be, again, civilians. I feel like China is not necessarily as concerned about the civilians of Taiwan. So, um, yeah, yeah, I feel like they do not care as much. So I think that's the biggest contagion. So I think right now the pound is probably more on the weaker of these two sides. Um, I don't think they can go much more, and because Europe is so far behind, I think it looks to go higher. Right now, there's nothing in here really that I think buying wise that I'm super excited about. If we can pull back down again and break through this 85.80, there is a short down here, and again, it would be something along these lines, right there, something along those lines. It's a decent level. Remember, this is the euro pound, so we don't have, we're talking about 30 pips. It's like, oh, that's a big run. How much? It's only 30 pips. It's not very big. So please don't think it's anything super, super exciting. Okay. Euro yen. All right. So euro yen. So euro yen came up here, and this is one of those ones you probably just took yourself out. Again, hit it, came back down. Hit it again, came up. Hit it, and again, it ended up actually kind of just piercing through a little bit. I think it went just higher, and then kind of came back down, and came up and went back down, and came up and went back down. So we were looking for a way to get into this one, and again, this happens sometimes. I think the Harry Potter's still here. I think you need to move it at this point. I don't think we have kind of the. I think there's where the base is. Stop doing that. Like I want to draw it, but I don't want to draw it. I think that's probably where it is. Typically, this is where we want to see it. We came here, hit it, and went back again. It's like okay, it's there, but as soon as this went through, it's like it's just getting sloppy, right? It's getting a little sloppy. So again, if you like this one, great. If not, again, remove it. I think if you haven't done anything with this trade right now, I think let this one go till next week. Let it reset and just kind of avoid this for Friday. Um, there's not, it's only about 38 pips. I think just let this one go. I think it's just too sloppy right now to kind of play with. You can see anybody that's been trying to trade this 23, it's like hit up, hit up, hit up, up. Yes. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. And if you didn't get stopped out here, which they should have, they're like, oh God. It's like one of these like, please let it come up. Just get me back to break even. I'll get myself out. I'll never take this trade again. And then all of a sudden it went through. You're like, come on. I knew I was right. It's like, oh, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. And it's like, yeah. And then it's like the roller coaster of emotions. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, down. So the 56 has been holding that one. Again, I think right now we're clear all the way down. If it does decide to push, not really a big fan of the Harry Potter on there. I mean, there's really no kind of bit. Again, we need some legitimate European based news, not interventions by Japan. That's what really started this whole return back again. If anything, I would say that again, some positive news out of the euro. I think this goes back up, and we know on the top side it's got more to run on the top. I mean, really from the base here down, it's got 38 pips, right? From the three tops right here, and again, technically established, cleared. You got 76 pips until we go back up top. So overall, I feel like this one has the ability to go higher. We start crunching, and again, look at this: higher, 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 higher. We start to roll back up with that. Again, yen loses its steam. We should push back up. Now, again, Harry Potter wise, I would assume that that's where the base is, but not super clear, right? Not super clear. So, and Ryan told me to use this. He said, "Hey, use this one. You like this one better, right? Because then it tells me how many pips it is right away, right? So it automatically goes all the way to the right. Not that I always want it to go to the right, but it's nice because I don't have to draw it and measure it. So see, I'm getting more efficient, right? Learning from my students. So yeah, there's a potential for that one to go higher. Right? But I don't like how it's in the way. I wish I could control that. Like I don't need a percentage. Just tell me how many pips, right? I wish I could control. And I looked at it. I was like, oh, can I control that? Like it's a style. It's like I can't control what the label does, right? Yeah, be nice. And it's like, oh, can I? Is this? And I was like, oh, I can change it. It's like, nope, I'm not changing it. So, I'll never take this trade again. Sounds so familiar. I know, right, Ernest? Everybody said it, right? Just get me to break even, and I promise I'll never do this again. Yeah, yeah, it's so funny. I remember teaching a class, and I like went through that whole scenario with like six back and forth for a person, and like I had a woman start crying. I'm like, what? What did I say? She's like, I did this yesterday. I was like, sorry. I was like, you're not the only one. Don't worry. Um, so yeah, so that's where we're at with this one. It is what it is. Again, I think the euro starts to come back up again once it finds the buyers. We'll see where they are. It's just for Friday. There's not much time left. Pound dollar. What did it do? Hour and a half. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, the news is out. Oh, what is it? I didn't know. I mean, come on, right? Straight down. News comes out straight up. Oops. I can delete that now. It's pretty easy, guys. And then again, look at this. Actually, it would have been front run here. It would have been here, right? There's where your profit target should have been. So, again, very easy run. Big run, too. I mean, from where the news right here, 85 pips. And again, parabolic retracement coming back down. Whoops. Visually, I don't like that. I'm going to put it right there. Right? Same move, right? Parabolic move up. And again, this piece right here. It's like they knew, right? How did they know? Right? Again, guys, the market tells us these things, right? And that's the other reason why I think that the market is kind of like, yeah, let's give it to them. We're going to let them raise this one up. This is an easy one, right? Kip is like, ba, 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 ba. He's doing something, messing with Melissa. Not really a trade now. We just kind of hit out, and it's already gone a little bit too much to kind of get a reversal on this one. So, but it makes sense why it's starting where it is. Okay. Pound yen. All right. So, pound yesterday. So this was hard. We had this whole level down here, and we hit it and came back up, and hit it and came back up, and hit it and came back up again, and then drove all the way down again. It's like, wait a second. There's one. There's two. There's three. It's like, if you got stopped out on this trade, it's your fault because you got hit from 4 to 12. It got hit like 12 times. So many hits in that level. And it did pull back, and it ended up going a little bit higher and using it up here. Again, is it really moving? Nah, right now it's the yen. It's got to run in. It's going to run into some levels. And again, level we want to take a buy off of? Nah, not really, right? Hit, boom, 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 boom. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. 7 hits. Not interested. The top side was right there too. So, yeah, for right now, let this one go. There is a racetrack there. Maybe we'll get some decent basing in somewhere in here. I don't want this to happen today. I would prefer that this happens next week. Um, Unfortunately, I think it's in close enough proximity. Yeah, it's about 50 pips. I mean, it could flatline on us. The pound ends in 2 hours. If it does flatline, the reason I'm saying it is because you basically have a run from there. Whoops. You can go through, bro. There we go. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll switch that. Maybe I'll put that one there. This one go there. Sorry. Now I click this. Yeah, maybe I'll do it that way. Yeah. Again, if I could put it up and down, I put it over here. Right? Oh, maybe can I? No. No. All right. No. So, man, there's wishful thinking on that one. Anyway, I think there's a Harry Potter. I kind of wanted to hold. I kind of wanted to hit and bounce and go back up again and then save this for next week. Right? Big thing we're looking for is the base. Right? The base is what we're looking for in there. Ideally, let it go next week, please. I'd like to take this one. This would be a nice little Sunday night trade. Right? Before there's any like true, yen proxy influence. Right? It'd be nice because I do think Harker's going to say something that's going to piss everybody off on Monday morning. I'm just gonna say it right now. Harker's gonna piss people off on Monday. Dalcad. There you go. Look at the indecision. Right? Look at the indecision. It's like, wait, how come this one didn't go crazy? Well, this one didn't go crazy for, a couple different reasons. One, it's super, super high, right? But not really one of those ones. It's kind of like if, whatever scenario we're in, we got oil really driving, right? Oil actually totally flat right now. Look at that. We pulled back 50 cents. Again, people aren't getting hired. That technically should hurt oil, right? It technically should. It also looks like the dollar's retracing. Yeah, the dollar's retracing too. So yeah, I would say that the trajectory is not there. It did push. It's funny. Use this one late last night. Yeah. Let's see. We'll take this one off. Let's clean this one up for next week. We did break through. All right, good. Good. Nice. Pull that one off. Let's pull that off. Let's drag this up. Oh, did it? I did it. Whenever there, I was like, oh god. Kind of go for a run. Get a Harry Potter on that one. Let's re-enable this one. Also got it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe a little bit of drama right here. Looks like 134.12 could be some drama. Although, I just want to be able to comes through. What did I say that was? have some drama right there. You know what? Let's change this to red. Hmm. 134 sitting right above it. It's getting help from that too. The whole number. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think we got anything tradable in this one today. Again, if you took it long from here, it's all right. Again, hopefully you get back up to your 1 to 3. Um, I don't think we get above 34 today. I don't think it's able to breach that. That 34 number is sitting right there. Yeah, I don't think there's any setups on this one, unfortunately. Dollar Swiss. Wow, look at that. It's almost like they knew in my dry eyes voice. Shot it straight up. They held, and boom. Right back down. And there's your profit, 87.20. Again, would expect a parabolic retracement. This one needs to be taken out. Ooh, probably here. It's still 45 pips. So not too bad. Again, wait for red, green, red before you just kind of take this one blindly. This was a target that we talked about. It had been here a few times and pushed it pretty deep. And again, kind of had your basing, your push pretty deep, and then a hit, and then another hit, and this is another hit. Again, it would have been a news level to take off from, but all it did was it drove it up and then based. It's like, yep, give it to me, and then straight to the downside. Nice move. Um, Overall, it was a 75 pip mover in the dollar Swiss, but again, pretty telltale. Right, drove up. It was basing, holding, and it's funny. This is a 30-minute, but we talk about the 35 and one strategy where, you start to see it holding and maintaining. There you go. That's a perfect example of holding and maintaining. This was done on a 30-minute chart. So again, big strong push up, a little bit of a pullback, and then just stopped, flatlined on us. Bop, 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 bop. Boom, straight down. So again, if you're going to short, you raise the price to get more money for it before you sell, and then straight back down. Again, we were talking about the target. We hit it. It's out. It's official. Look for a parabolic retracement all the way back up again. Okay, but again, ideally let it hold down here, and then Sunday night this would be a much better trade. This would be a Harker bounce, right? Give me the Harker bounce. Again, I'm gonna draw this. There's your confirmation. Look at that. There's your base. There's your confirmation late last night, and there you go. There's your news trade. So you look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should blow it, and it did. So yeah, it's kind of like they knew. They drove it up and then they maintained and held it, and then it started to move a little bit. Boom, all the way down, and it's sitting at 41.67. So is it time for a dollar reversal? I don't know. Dollar yen tends to think so, right? We are hitting a level. We're seeing it in a bunch of them. It's starting to retrace a little bit. Question is really kind of what's the feeling, right? What is the feeling in the markets? Does it want to have dollar strength today, and wipe everything out? Honestly, I feel like today on Friday they want it to be weak, right? Because if we continue to maintain a weak dollar, it helps a feel good Friday more likely than not. There are two in the red right now, so overall the indices are kind of like it's like everything should be good, but it's not necessarily there. So I think it's a decent level. Again, I don't like trading after 11 o'clock on Friday. If you do like it is a parabolic move, I would love for it to just kind of stall and kind of just chop back and forth there. Overall, I would like to see this come all the way back up. And for me, profit taking would occur. It's a hard one. Probably there, right? Probably needs to be there, right? Um, yeah, I'm kind of good with that one. Now, if we do have more deterioration, we do have a racetrack here on the other side. Actually, it should be. Sure. Um, So it looks like 141.58. But again, we get the old base in that level. Drop, pull, go. Right. Again, one of the many. What does this logo mean? That's what I should do. I should definitely do that. I have to write that down. All right. So yeah, I think this one retraces. Maybe we get a little bit lower. We have a 50% down here. There is a racetrack, so it is something. It's like, oh, you got to look at this and be like, oh, why, why would you do that? Why do you want to go long? It's like, well, there's no buyers right there, right? So I mean, you got a nice little runner right there, and it's 60 pips, 60 pips. So nice little grab on that. Um, yeah, like I said, no crystal ball. I know it feels like sometimes, but no crystal ball. It's an if this then that. If it does base in there, then look to take it short. If it starts to hit that level and it gives us a green, red, green, then it's a long. And I do think it retraces back up. Um, I don't care how negative people are on the dollar right now. I think again, I don't think the yen's in a strong place either. Right? I know that they've done some intervening, but I don't think suddenly the yen's gonna be like, you know what? Let's start raising interest rates because why not? Right? I don't think we're getting there. I think they're going to try to do it with bonds. Um, I think that the U.S. goes, and yeah, I think this retraces next week. Let's look at oil. I'm like dreading. I'm like, I don't really want to look at oil. We're still up there. We're maintaining and holding high. We talked about 81.76. It's exactly where we were yesterday at 5:30 when I met with Ryan. I was like, oh my god, look at this. We knew we had sellers, right? Knew we had sellers all sitting in here. We've hit it. We've kind of pushed back again. It's finding the buyers in there. And again, if you were going to draw an area of buyers, it's sitting right there. There is a bit of a racetrack. This market does close a little bit early. OPEC is basically saying, nope, we got problems in the world. We're gonna maintain the cuts at least through September, maybe even longer, maybe even longer. Um, and again, I don't know the official date. Ernest, you may know this. What's the official date that we roll from summer gas back into like winter gas or fall gas? I don't know. I guess what it is, but I think it's called winter and then summer gas, right? I know the summer one is like it kicks in April, May, maybe the beginning of May. It kicks in where they change it, but I don't know when it leaves. And again, maybe this is because you live in Texas. I'm assuming too much, but I feel like you would know this answer. Or you may know it. You did some commodity stuff too, I think. So, but yeah, looks like they're holding cuts till at least the end of September. Feeling on it is, yes, there's a lot of buyers up here, but right now, both fundamentally and technically, again, it's hit this level so many times at this point, as well as what we're hearing is like, yep, more cuts, more cuts, more cuts, more cuts. I mean, what are we going to do? Start release? We haven't even bought back the entire strategic oil reserve before from what we've released. What are we going to do? Release more to lower this price? No, not going to happen. That's why that was, really kind of a pointless gesture. Now we got a hole and we have to replace it, and we're replacing it at higher than what it costs. So good business decisions, right? Good business. Didn't follow this year. Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but I know it was May, but I know it comes back again. All right, natural gas. Look at this jump in natural gas today, right? Look, natural gas prices rise after a lighter than expected rise in inventories, right? So they expected them to increase. And I think again, the expectation you may not understand is like, wait a second, it was going down. Yeah, it was. But what they were expecting was now that there was not as much demand because the temperature was cooler, that there would be a bigger build in supply, which is kind of what you want, right? Going into the winter months, you want to have more supply there so people can start filling the tanks early. There wasn't as much there as expected, and then people are like, well, listen, we get another heat wave that rolls through in August. Yeah, now, it is kind of I don't want to say a two-edged sword because it kind of is, but it kind of is not, right? Obviously, we had the drain because it was like the higher than expected heat. I highly doubt they're going to be like, this is going to be an extremely cold winter. It's really hard to sell that twice a year, right? Where it's like, oh my God, we had record heat all year where ice caps melting. And then they're like, it's an unusually cold winter, colder than expected, right? Don't go outside. It's too cold. I don't know. I feel like we're not getting that one. Although I will say this, I did see a scientific article talking about how the Gulf Stream, if you guys don't know what the Gulf Stream is, it's the currents, right? I guess whether due to global warming or due to the rotation or whatever of the Earth slowing or something, um, the Gulf Stream could end, right? What the Gulf Stream would do, the Gulf Stream brings hot air from the tropics and kind of smashes it into New Jersey. That's why New Jersey has, even though it's farther north, tends to have less snow and ice most times than like Maryland does, because it's we're kind of on the bottom side. But that's why you kind of have a warm spot. It smashes into us. They said that could stop, which means the tropics would get more humid and it wouldn't be able to dissipate heat that way by sucking it away. But it also means the Northeast would be much colder because it was not having that hot air being smashed into them. The current wouldn't be there. So I don't know. Maybe New Jersey is in line for deep freezes in the future. So I don't know. Maybe that does come back. Maybe that becomes a real thing. But they said, yeah, the tropics are going to get even more humid. I was like, oh, that sucks. Um, so yeah. Anyway, natural gas being up where it is. We're in an area right now. There's nothing over here. If it turns and flips, great. It does. It's just because of the surge and the money was taken. It does close earlier on Friday, so be cautious with it. Gold. Look at that. It's like they knew, right? We talked about this level not being anything. It hit so many times. We're like, not interested, not interested, not interested, not interested. It did push it down before the news, and then what did it do? Look at this candle, right? Opened here, closed here, but it's like, smashed through levels here, smashed through levels here, and then came back again. It was just, we're going to wipe everybody out, right? Kill everyone is what this one was. I mean, again, it drove it down. We talked about it. It's setting it up for that news, right? It drove it down. It's like, yeah, 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 yeah. Give us the news. And yesterday we said it's probably not going to do much. We had sellers up top, buyers down below. We weren't interested. Look at this. One, here's the universal zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just didn't even pretend it was there. And again, look at this. Up, 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 up. You know, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, multiple hits in there. It was not really a level we were looking for, and it just smashed through. It came all the way back up. And there are sellers over here. Nothing that's amazing, right? I think it does turn and roll, flip back down again. I think it's probably over the weekend. We start to see it. Maybe, maybe Harker, maybe Harker decides to throw a monkey wrench in this one later today. But I do think this one, again, just delete this top side. We don't even really need the bottom side at this point. We just know that that's where the fibs are. I would say this one probably comes back down, back into the 130s. I think the 130s is a good bottom for it. Silver, silver was much higher. It was double gold. And magically, look at that. Didn't even make it down, but what did it do? Down, 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 down. News time, wipe low, wipe high, and then just continue to push. So it is bouncing off this level here, and I think that's great. I love the fact that it hit it and used it again, and now it's starting to form a base here to punch through. A break below 2384, right? A break above 2384. I think we got to look for 24 or even 2412 is kind of where the 1 to 3 is for that one. Now, again, this market does close a little bit early. It will run out of steam on a Friday afternoon. But if we don't break through and we end up somewhere here, we could get up above, pull back, and go. So, excuse me. Sunday, Friday, Sunday, right there. So, yeah, maybe we can gap up into this area here, pull back, and then look for a long before Harker speaks. I think once Harker speaks, I think it goes in the other direction. Again, the data can say whatever they want. Remember, the Fed is not, it's better, but the reality is it's getting better, and that's a tool that's used to forecast what's going to happen in the future. The inflation gauge is a reading of what's happening now. A little bit delayed, right? A little bit delayed. But it's like this is the current situation that we're in versus this is what could happen in the future. So it's kind of like you have the certainty of knowing or the unknown. And I think the Fed goes with what they know, right? So yeah, turns and flips. Not surprised. I just think there's enough time today. Apple, yeah, Apple earnings, third quarter in a row, straight down. Yeah, and God forbid China actually does invade Taiwan. Apple will cut itself in half because they just do so much. There's a ton over there. Yeah, wouldn't be good. Tesla's actually red now too. Yeah, Tesla. Look, it gapped up and it was actually up high and also collapsing. So yeah, but now all the indices are in the green. So let's go to the indices. Let's actually first let's do VIX coming up. Dollar, it's trying to find that bottom. It's the profit taking is starting to come in down here, so it's starting to run out of steam. So we'll see. Let's see what we got. Yes, wise. Yeah, here was the trade in the overnight. There was a 530 reversal, kind of a confirmed level, and then it kind of hit here again. As far as 930 goes, let's pull this back. That was there. Yeah, I mean mean, 9:30. Unfortunately, the 9:30 one was already sitting up there. But look, one, two, three, four. Not interested in taking that when it drove down. And again, this is push. So unfortunately, nothing in ES. Um, and it's funny. Yes, you're like, oh, it's up point 0.3. From where it opened here. It's technically down from where it opened. So had you gone long, yeah, not really the gleaming example of, yeah, this is great. I love this. This is good. No, it's not really. It's down from where it opened. So I mean, people will claim that, oh, we're in the green. Yeah, we're in the green from where we closed yesterday. But as far as today, it's more down than it is up. So there'll be people looking at kind of the overnight levels in that one. So yeah, unfortunately, no opening print. You could have traded this one early. As I said, it was an easy kind of news based move. The 8:30 or the 5:30 when it was there, the 8:30 was right here. It kind of spiked it up and down. But there was an easy little. Actually, you can just look at it on 30-minute. You can see right there, little tested zone. It's like, oh, look at that, right? So no opening print. NQ. Ooh, look at the wicks on this sucker. Now there's your opening print right there. And again, are you going to use a top level here? No. 1, 2, 3, 4 hit is right there. Really? You're going to take the 5 hit? No. No. So it spiked up and went right back down again. Here's the 8:30. Again, nothing. 1, 2. There would have been a trade there, but no, nothing. I think again, look for this level down here. It's hit it twice, but may not be bad. So yeah, unfortunately, not again. Non-farm mornings, not always the best one for opening print because there's going to be so much volatility. Again, there was that 5:30 trade in the morning, but besides that, nothing really great there. YM, funny, came up and we talked about. Look at us, all that in there, right at the 50, and that's what you hit, right in there. There's your 8:30 window. There's a confirmed level there. Same thing. You're not 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many hits. YM is the strongest. So I wouldn't be surprised if we can get back up to 35,500. Not be surprised if we touch that again. Again, it is the strongest one. Any type of continuation, we should be able to drive up. All right. Again, no opening print, just way too much volatility on that one. Russell. Oh God. What is this? Again, 7:30, 8:30 up top, no levels there. Again, 1, 2, 3. There's your here's technically your confirmed level, but again, look at the amount of hits that it went through. And again, it's kind of a big level, but 1, 2, 3, and it reversed and went down, but not really the level we're kind of looking for confirmed in the overnight. So, and actually, I guess this was yesterday at 1. This is in the overnight, but again, 2 more hits. There's a third, a front run. I mean, I guess you could have tried to do it, but pretty risky, right? Pretty risky. So, is what it is. So what happens with non-farm. So I guess the big stir of the day is kind of what happens with this dollar, and we'll see if this is the true bottom. If it's going to put is this? Oh, not the 15. I guess I could put it on the 15. Is that going to be the bottom right there? Again, 10:30. We're running the sellers. We have 2 ascending candles, a little higher. This is where this is where it tends to move. So we'll see. 10:30 would be if it's going to reverse today. This is going to be where it is, and there is a small zone there. So yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Anyway, there was enough stuff this morning to trade. A lot of it just finished based off of what we said yesterday, or kind of easy, just kind of news-based trades today. So hopefully you guys got some of it. With that, let's go ahead and do our drawing for the day. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. I will be at the PLL game tomorrow. I have to. I don't have to, but I was asked if I could coach the All Star team at halftime. They're gonna play in the one game, so I will be coaching that. I don't know which team I'm gonna have yet. I'm sure it'll have a bunch of my own players on it. But yeah, Ernest is like, I'm taking this. This is going to be a feel good Friday for me. At 6:30 is when I'm shutting it down. I always do that. Uh, there's one way to make it a feel good Friday, Ernest. Right there. Ah, that's hysterical. He's like, "Oh yeah, watch this. I'm gonna go with 10 seconds left. I'm dropping a 10. I'm dropping a 10 stack on this one. Bam, right there. All right, let's see who takes it. Winner of today's drawing is Briggs. Is like, I ain't having it. Go Briggs. Ernest is like, I know how to beat Moraine and Will and Debbie, and Nura most times, but Briggs, I can't figure that one out. So for Briggs, it was a feel good Friday. Oh, that's so good. Ernest is like, yeah, he's throwing stuff right now. He's like, man, oops, position 30, position 30. Let's see. Oh, let's give you your 25, and I'll give you a nice little jump. There you go. 28. You're almost on the top board again. Mr. Friday's back. I know. Not too hard to beat me. I've already hit my quota for this year. Yeah, Will, you did. Will, you did come out like gangbusters early on. Yeah, yeah. Oh, here you go. Goolsby. It's pretty much what we expected. Job market cooling a bit, but still extremely strong. 100%. Wages are not a leading indicator of price inflation. If people get paid more money, I wouldn't, you know what? Maybe not a leading indicator. Maybe he's right on that one. Maybe we cannot say it's a leading indicator, but having people still making the higher amount to deal with inflation, not taking pay cuts yet, again, I think is maybe not a leading indicator, but it confirms that inflation is there and it will help entrench inflation. So I would say it's a contributory factor, maybe not a leading indicator. So again, Goolsby maybe not wrong. The last couple of goods inflation readings have been pretty positive. Should start thinking about how long to hold rates. Don't think Fitch downgrade will make much difference. No, I don't think it makes any differences either. I don't know about this one. Should start thinking about how long to hold rates. I don't know if we're quite there yet, right? Yeah, I love it. Nope, not this one. Well, how about the unemployment rate going down? But again, it's cooling, but still extremely strong. Yeah. So, yeah, Goolsby trying to make a name for himself. So, all right. With that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Everybody stay cool, stay warm wherever you are, stay dry, depending on where you're at as well. I know we have some rain here again. With that, I will catch you guys Monday morning. You guys have a good one. Thank you again for joining me today, and I'll catch you next week. Have a good one. Take care.